All right, here we go. Protect yourself at all times. We are on it. Ron Futrell with the latest Vegas Sportscast. A lot to talk about, as there seems to be every time I do one of these, even though it's summer and it's supposed to be sort of slow, right? Forget that. Jumping to Caesars Palace Fountains, we're going to talk about that, the big event with Travis Pastrana that he did here in Las Vegas, and some of the history of that and what happened. Talk that, of course, Vegas Golden Knights and the latest that's happening with them. A lot to update there on what might happen. Okay, and let's see. Some baseball stuff. A lot of baseball stuff with the 51s happening. Also, Dodgers Angels just completed a good freeway series in LA and WNBA stuff. So, okay, let's start out. First of all, what's going on with the Vegas Golden Knights? Colin Miller, good deal here, signing him to a contract almost $3.9 million a year for 4 years. Makes him the highest paid defenseman on the Knights for good reason. Colin Miller's pretty good, great guy, good to deal with. So a 4-year contract for Colin Miller. Happy to see that. And he's got the hardest slap shot in the NHL, by the way. 105 miles an hour is what it's listed at and what it was when he was in the minor leagues. They put a radar gun on him, and that's what he did. So Colin Miller signed long-term. Still waiting to see what happens with William Karlsson. He's gone to arbitration right now, meaning that unless the Knights sign him to Colin Miller went to arbitration. Shea Theodore's in arbitration. So that'll go to a neutral third party that will take a look at what players are making in the NHL and come up with something that everybody has to live with. But that's nice. Arbitration means that he will be here for the Vegas Golden Knights. He's a restricted free agent. So that's good for them. As for the Erik Karlsson stuff, still waiting to see what's going to happen there. My theory on this, it doesn't happen. And Vegas was right there at the top. There was a talk that he was already done going to Tampa Bay. But my guess, and here's why, George McPhee does not seem to be the type that wants to pay $10 million for a player over the long term, that's not his style and how he builds a hockey team. And good for him. I mean, he knows it works. What he's done has worked. And what Erik Karlsson is going to want after next season, if he has a year anything like what he had this past year, where he's the best scoring defenseman in the NHL. How about that? So that's an asset, tremendous asset to have on your team, a defenseman that can put the puck in the net and get a lot of assists. So that's Erik Karlsson. And I think beyond next year, Erik Karlsson to stay in Vegas would want a big money contract, and George McPhee does not seem to be that type of guy. So he's building a team through other ways. So we'll see. I could be wrong, but I think that's where this is going with the Knights. Okay, Travis Pastrana jumping the fountains at Caesars Palace and doing it successfully. I watched the History Channel show, 3 hours. A little painful at times to watch, but I made it through. Made it through the entire thing. A little painful, but made it through. And he did three jumps that I'll mention Robbie in a second, but that Evel Knievel had crashed on, and he did them on an old Indian motorcycle similar to the one that Evel used. You can't have an identical one, but at least instead of these little grasshopper motorcycle wing that fly up in the air and you can and are light as can be, he did it on a heavy 400-pound Indian motorcycle. Today's dirt bikes for jumping are in the 220 range for weight, so almost twice as heavy. But he made the jumps look easy. Still, he made them look easy. Did all three of them. The last one was over the fountains at Caesars Palace. Here's what struck me as strange, and I tweeted about this, and you can see it on my Twitter account at Ron Futrell, and got a lot of reaction on it. Is that it seemed odd to me that here they are, the History Channel, and they ignored three other jumps that had happened at Caesars Palace. They virtually just ignored them. Just didn't talk about them. All they talked about was the Evel Knievel jump from 1967, New Year's Eve in Vegas, when he crashed, and this jump with Travis Pastrana. Now, I know that they're on the same motorcycles, and that was the premise of the jump. But they could have you're the History Channel, at least talk about Gary Wells in 1980 when he whacked into the wall and nearly killed himself on that jump at Caesars Palace. 1989, Robbie Knievel, Evel's son, made that jump over the Caesars Palace fountains. Again, he did it on a grasshopper dirt bike. And then Mad Mike Metzger did a double backflip over the Caesars Palace fountains, and in 2006. So they could have, at least drawn reference to, here's the history. You're the History Channel. Here's the history of what has happened at this point. But they just ignored. They didn't mention Robbie once. They didn't mention Mike Metzger's jump once. They did. One of the guests mentioned Gary Wells, but they intentionally avoided that. So I don't know if there's something politically going on there. Robbie apparently was. They talked to Robbie's brother, Kevin. Yeah, they talked to Robbie's brother, but they didn't at all talk to Robbie. And now Robbie's had some DUI issues, but still, okay, is it the standard you're going to use to not talk to somebody? And so anyway, family member that had made the jump before and done it. They didn't even talk about the jump. Now I get that you probably can't. Maybe the video had rights with the video, would have had to pay for the video, didn't want to do that sort of stuff. Maybe there was some issues with that. Okay, so don't show the video, but at least have your guests mention what had happened. But congratulations to Travis Pastrana. Really like Travis and what he was able to do. When I first started really liking Travis Pastrana, it had to be 15 years ago, X Games in San Francisco, and they had a dirt bike course that he was running on, and he went off the course into the bay. I think it was planned, certainly. A lot of this was planned. They might have even put a ramp there for him to be able to do it. Went into the bay and landed his motorcycle in the ocean, and he bailed out and swam back to shore safely. But he was fined $10,000 by the EPA for some sort of oil, gas, you can't deposit in the ocean type of thing. So a fine that he certainly didn't mind paying. But I thought about that as he was cruising down the strip yesterday, and he's doing burnouts on the strip, and there's smoke all over the place, and there's cops behind him. I thought, wait a second, there's somebody from the EPA. He's going to be a repeat offender here, right? Somebody from the EPA might not take too kindly to that. Thank goodness they let Travis go ahead, do his jump, had fun, did it well, did it successfully. Congratulations, though. Overall, another great event for Vegas, and folks came here and had a lot of fun enjoying that. Okay, some baseball stuff going on here. The 51s do not return home until Thursday when they play Albuquerque here. But today, this Monday, the day we're doing this, you can get season tickets for 2019 at the Las Vegas ballpark. So Monday, July 9th at 10 a.m. So it's right about now at the time I'm doing this. You can reserve your spot. Go to a website. Go to the 51's website. You can go there, or LV Ballpark Deposit is another place you can go. $100 per seat, or $100 for club seat, if you would like to be able to do that. You can put a deposit in for the season tickets for the upcoming season, and that'll go towards your account. Now, you might think I'm crazy saying, what? Buying season tickets, 51s? The new stadium is going to rock. It's going to be fun to see this new stadium in Summerlin. 10,000 seats, going to have a pool out in center field, going to have all sorts of amenities, all sorts of fun things. It's going to be a meeting place for the community. And that's every time I go down to San Diego to watch a game down there at their ballpark, it looks like it is a meeting place for the community. Friends are there hanging out, see people having a good time and enjoying themselves. And in fact, they got a series beginning tonight with the Dodgers down there. So this will be a meeting place for people to hang out and have a good time and enjoy themselves. Also, speaking of Dodgers-Angels, great series over the weekend. Angels won 2 out of 3. Shohei Ohtani, home run and limped around the bases because he had whacked his knee the previous night, hit a foul ball off his knee. But and the way the game ended on Friday was insane. With the way he was able to win that game, and if you saw it, they do play this weekend though. This weekend coming up, Dodgers Angels. This time in Dodger Stadium instead of in Anaheim. Okay, WNBA stuff. Okay, the Aces are at the bottom of the Western Conference right now in the WNBA, but there's reasons for optimism here with this team. They've won 2 in a row. They've got an 8-12 record overall. They're 5-5 in their last 10 games, but they've won their last 2. And they're playing well. It's fun to see what they're doing. They're playing well right now. They play tomorrow at Chicago against the Sky. They're called the Chicago Sky. All right. And, of course, here in town, NBA Summer League is rocking and rolling. And games all day today, games all day tomorrow. And then after tomorrow, they go into the playoffs round. Lakers are looking good. They've won both of their games so far. They play again on Tuesday evening, 8:30 at the Thomas & Mack. And they're drawing some great crowds, by the way. There's more teams this year. They're getting larger crowds there to the Thomas & Mack and the Cox Pavilion. And so this has just grown and grown and grown, and it's been fun to see the progress of the NBA Summer League. It ends, I believe, on the 17th. So around this time next week, it will they'll have the championship game. So Lakers won it last year, and they are, people paying it. All the Lakers coaching staff is here watching the kids play. So a good chance to go out. You want to watch some great basketball, NBA rookies, the NBA Rookie League, the Summer League. It's not really called the Rookie League. It's called the Summer League, but they're rookie players. They're all the young players on these teams are here. So go out, check it out, and enjoy. I told you it's a busy Monday. All right, that's the way I see it. I'm Ron Futrell. Have a good one. Thanks for listening, everybody. Let folks know about the Vegas Sportscast, the latest and greatest in the world of sports. Just simple and straight. Download it on a podcast. And over the summer, I'm not going to be doing them every day, but I'm going to be doing them as often as I can and as often as news breaks. How's that? All right. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.